Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to England versus Germany. And I'm looking right now to see if I can cover the team sheet. I'm on Twitter at the moment. I'm just flicking through a few things to try and see if I can find the actual team sheets. And at the moment, just flicking through. So give me a second, guys, and I'll be able to jump up and find out exactly what they are. In the meanwhile, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all well. I hope you're all chilling, and I hope you getting ready for what is going to be England's obviously biggest game in years, really. I can't remember the last time England had a game this big in the Euros. And right, here we are. I might have to do the team sheet as a spread because I can't find anything on Twitter. So forgive me if I'm not going to put it up on the screen like what I've done for you guys previously before. And then I have to actually go in and pick up the game stream. So just give me a second while all of that's coming. Yeah, I'm a little bit in a rush. I got back home about 5 minutes ago, so everything is is bouncing around all over the place. So I'm just picking up all the information here that I need. What's going on to all of you lot in the chat? What's happening, man? Hope you guys are having a good day. I know the weather's been really poor. You can't even call this an English summer at the moment. We had the wettest May in 31 years, so that didn't help. And now we got to go out every day and deal with this mashup weather. Yeah, it's not great, guys. It's not great. But we're going to have kickoff soon. So while I'm doing that, it doesn't look like I can pick up anything from Twitter, which is a shame because we normally get the team sheets sent over. I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you what I do here.
What's up, people?
Right. Yeah, what's going on, Ebony? How you doing, man?
I'm fine. Just rushing about all over the place. But yeah, sorry for my lateness. When somebody,
that's all right.
when somebody phones you and you just want to get them off the phone without being rude. Because I've got another meeting to go to at 7:00. But I mean, I can do the two at the same time.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up the team sheets and I don't have anything at the moment.
But I can see Harry Maguire's there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Jordan Pickford in goal?
Yeah, I don't have.
I've just seen that England tried to lobby. Well, Jordan Pickford tried a long ball thing to which landed almost at Harry Kane, and Harry Kane tried to score a goal,
which is the first time he's actually been doing anything active in this Euros. They're going to need him to come alive for today, otherwise the whole thing is just going to capitulate like a pack of cards.
Forward.
You can see me punching all these things through here. All right, I'm just going to wipe it out.
By Kyle Walker, headed off by Kyle Walker. So in he comes with a cross, and then Kyle Walker headers it off.
I finally found it. I finally found the team sheet. It's taken me that long to get the team sheet. It's taken me that long to get the team sheet.
I know I'm going to be lambasted for this.
Right.
But quite frankly, I hope England lose.
What's up, bro? Haven't gone onto Facebook, so I don't know who that is. You have to sign a waiver at the top of the page that says for StreamYard, in order for StreamYard to show who it is that's speaking, sign that waiver. So it's 2 or 3 clicks. I can let me try and jump on. But I do have the team sheet, which I'm going to put up now, so me and Ebony can have a look. As I said, I'm working backwards at the moment because
still in their half, or still in England's half.
Here we go. And now let me try and pick up.
Okay, Jordan Pickford, Kyle Walker, Luke Shaw, Declan Rice, John Stones.
So I take it the game has been shown on ITV, right?
It's on BBC One.
Oh, it's on BBC One. That's even better for me because iPlayer should be showing that straight away. Okay.
Ooh, that was close. Jordan Pickford was simply in position to collect the ball. I think today's game is going to be really. It'll be cagey.
Mm-hmm.
It looks cagey, and that's because of the history that people like to go on and on and on and Ariston and on and on about. Like the war's over.
Then some people still haven't got the memo.
The war's over. It's a football match now. Yeah, I know Germany's has its problems, but then so does England.
The atmosphere inside the stadium is absolutely electric. Is absolutely electric. Big shout out to everybody who's following the stream right now. Let me know what your thoughts are on this England-Germany matchup. And yeah, big shout out to all of you guys. As you can see, as I said, I went to test drive an electric car today. And so I only got in about 5 minutes ago. So what's going on, 18? I hope you guys are doing great. So I'm having to pick up Germany win a corner from their first attack. Kyle Walker heads Joshua Kimmich's cross for behind. And Kyle Walker is involved again. Twice he diverts away a corner. And so it's good clearances there from Kyle Walker. England. Germany. All right, let's see if we can pick up. If the game's on BBC, they should.
You should actually get it. You obviously don't have your TV.
Yeah, TV's in the other room, so I'm a little bit lost. Where are we? BBC iPlayer. Here we go. Here we are. Here we go.
So far in the 6 minutes, Germany have had more chances. And you can see England are trying to break them down.
Right, so let me just help the guys out here. So, guys, all of you guys who want to watch the game, I'm going to send the link in the description there. Sorry it's taken me this long, but I'm just a little bit behind at the moment. I'm just a little bit behind. So, I've just picked up my stream now. Here we go.
Got some rush tackling. Oh.
And we didn't even finish going over the team sheet, so it's Pickford in goal.
So was he fell down in the box?
I believe so. I don't know what is happening with the Sky. The Sky page is just dying on me.
So who's this with a yellow card?
First half.
Oh, Declan Rice pulled him. Well, tried to. Okay, so Declan Rice nips the German player at the back of the leg. The German player falls down in the box. There was an appeal for a penalty. It's not happening. Declan Rice gets a yellow card, and now Germany have a free kick.
Mad. What's going on, Kuke? Big up to you, my brother. So it's Pickford in goal, Kyle Walker, Luke Shaw, Declan Rice, John Stones, Harry Maguire. And then we have Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Trippier. Why is Trippier playing? Calvin Phillips, and then Bukayo Saka. So no Grealish, no Henderson. Well, no one wants Henderson. Rashford, Mings isn't playing. Mings, for me, should be playing. I'm playing Mings all day long. No Sancho. Jadon Sancho's yet to even make an appearance. Mount, Foden. God, I think we're leaving these two guys out of the game. A game of this magnitude.
Why would you not start Grealish and Grealish with Saka? Also put in there Rashford and Sancho.
It's madness. Guys, if England lose this game, you can put it down to the manager's team sheet. Yeah? You can put it down to the manager's team sheet. Absolute bonkers what's going on there.
Okay.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
Let me see
So
that.
let me just pull this over now.
Okay, so that free kick was defended.
Right, okay.
Has a free throw.
Havertz and Cruz look like they're over the free kick. Looks like they're going to be the ones to take it. For me, guys, Germany is just cutting England's defense wide open.
I know. You could see that England are just not awake defensively.
I mean, they're going to have to deal with this all day.
This is why Germany have had more of the chances.
Mm.
And if England continue like this, they're going to concede.
Yeah.
Then watch all the England flags go down. But yeah, they're going to concede.
It's funny because for what we've seen Czech with the Czechs, Netherlands going out. Ooh, that was close. Havertz hits the wall there, so England's wall did their job. The French going out last night to Switzerland, so Czech Republic's through, Switzerland's through. There's a lot of teams that are providing shocks against big teams. So I don't know what the odds are for this game, but England's definitely not the favourites to win it. But could they again pull off another surprise? Wembley Stadium absolutely jam-packed.
Yeah, considering that you know, if anybody saw the game last night between Switzerland and France, France, their midfield went to sleep.
It did, but yeah, I mean, Pogba. What it showed me was Pogba's the best passer of the ball in this tournament. Boy, could you imagine man like Pogba playing next to Thomas Partey? Boy, that's just gravy, man.
That's a dream. But you know, commiserations to France. France are one of my favourites to actually progress. But I just thought their midfield in the first half they were dreadful.
Yeah, they were tournament favourites. They were tournament favourites. Germany, I mean, England can't get a touch of the ball at the moment. England cannot get a touch of the ball. England
can't string passes. They're getting touches, but they can't. They're not stringing any passes at all.
Yeah, Germany have settled in much quicker than England. England have played this formation a couple of times, and they still don't look. Every time I see them in this formation, they've never looked comfortable.
Manager. Every time England get the ball, there is a German player ready to swipe the ball and successfully.
Mm. And guys, regardless of what your formation is, if you lack the intensity to your opponents, you're going to be struggling over 90 minutes. And that's what's happening here. Germany are well organized. They've got a great shape. England are all over the place. That's why they're slicing them to pieces back there in the final third. And Germany just have the right type of intensity for a game of this magnitude. And unfortunately, England just look flat-footed. And you wonder why you have no Foden, no Mount, and no Grealish in a knockout competition game in European football. I mean, that is
because the manager has his favourites. And I know that, some people have called him a yes man, and it's almost as if the press actually picked the team, and it's like, well, you've got an abundance of players, and England now have is it a free kick?
Yeah. I haven't done the timing, by the way. So let me try and get up, because hold on a second. Gerard B, what's going on, my brother? He says England can do this. Yeah, they can, but not at this intensity. They really need to pick themselves up. England on the attack now, so let's see what they can do while they're in possession. Can England do what the Czech Republic did and can they do what Switzerland did to France? Can they pull off an upset? They've taken well slower to get into this game. Saka goes down and the referee blows a free kick. Thank you. So, Gerard, what's your score prediction for this game, my brother? And all of you guys there, what's your score prediction?
My prediction is probably going to be 1-1, and it will end up being 1-1, and it will go to penalties, and England will lose on penalties. 18 says 2-1 to Germany.
Mad. Yeah, so we've got 18 is right on there. It says 2-1 to Germany. What do you guys think? England's just taken a corner. Cool K saying Germany will win 3-1.
Wow. Okay.
They're scoring goals for fun, man. What have they got? Like 7-8 goals? And
England's only got 2 goals. Well. They've not been playing particularly well, Germany, but they've grounded out the results.
Saka just won the ball in the midfield and then squares it.
Okay, so England have a free throw.
So Ebony, are you watching directly from BBC?
Yeah.
All right, so you're ahead of me because I'm on iPlayer. So I'm on 14 minutes and 10 seconds.
I'm on 15:20.
Okay, so you're a whole minute ahead of me, which goes to show the streaming would be behind. I can't pull it forward.
Oh, Sterling tried from outside the box, and the German keeper punched it away. Is that Neuer? Yeah.
Yeah, Neuer. Right, let me see if I can just pull it back and see if I can. No, I just restarted my stream and it's bought me about 5 or 10 seconds, but nothing else.
You know, if I was at Wembley right now, I don't think I'd want to sit near any of the fans that are there.
Well, if I was at Wembley right now, I'd go and see my Auntie Esther because I was born and raised. Wembley's my hometown. So if I was there, I'd be going checking out family right now. Big shout out to all my cousins in Wembley, man, and all my people down there. Big shout out to Nabil because that's his hometown too. But guys, England aren't looking that much threatening yet. They're yet to have a touch in Germany's box from open play.
In actual fact, they have looked threatening. You will see Sterling's chance shortly.
Yeah, Sterling, I can see Sterling there. He's just tried to curl his forces safe on the goalkeeper. Big save. That was almost the moment, guys. Sterling drifts out off the left, exactly where Southgate wants him to. He cuts himself into the central position and bends a kick, 25-yard shot. Neuer makes a save, which you'd expect him to be honest. That's a good strike from Raheem Sterling.
It's a good save as well.
Yeah, good strike. Jared said Saka and Sterling would have good games, getting into the penalty area and winning penalties to win. Can't say who would win, but it would be high scoring game like yesterday. No. I'd say high scoring, but England don't score too many goals. Germany do. As I said, they've got 7 goals from their qualifying. England's only got 2 goals. And it's not that England's only got 2 goals, but they just haven't looked like putting a scoring run together. So
because everybody's wisened up to England now, to the point where yes, they have won games, but then I think teams are defending better against England.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
True. Dig yourselves in, guys. Get yourself a drink. This is how much I rushed when I ran through the front door. I didn't even have time to get myself a drink, so I have to pop a Diet Coke here. At the moment, I've been on water, so I haven't been having many fizzy drinks these days. Kuke saying further encouragement still. Yeah, because England are starting to find their feet, and Saka is starting to take hold of this game.
They're showing the Sterling chance again.
We should be seeing a Neomis in the second half. As you can understand, guys, they put a game on at 5 o'clock when people are still at work. Many people don't even finish work until 5:30. But I know there's a whole heap of you lot.
If I was at work, I'd be watching it.
Yeah, we just came from Toyota. We just came from Skoda, UK, and the people down there are all sitting down watching the game with their manager's position, by the way. So nobody's skiving off.
Apparently, in the news, the government wanted to have people go home early.
Yeah. And look, I wouldn't have mind starting an hour early to finish an hour early. Seriously. Sterling again, guys, running at the German defense. And so, as I said, it's a bit of a reversal. But Germany tried to counterattack and Muller loses the ball to Maguire. They're just showing a replay on Sterling's shot now. But at the moment, guys, Sterling and Saka are combining to really make England look a little bit more dangerous on attack. So they're starting to settle in at Wembley. You can see that the ball, they're trying to find Saka as much as possible. And Saka's been the architect and Sterling of so many England goals of late. You like what you see from there. England getting stuck in and the crowd are applauding for the efforts that England are showing.
But it seems pretty intense so far. And I like how Germany are actually moving the ball very quickly.
It's mad. It's mad right now. It's mad. 18 saying I'm not confident Apollo in Ebony.
What, in England or Germany?
Yeah, well, England. It would be England. Jared B says Germany looks like they could be rattles. True. England have definitely had the rub of the green for the last 5 or so minutes, 5-10 minutes. And most importantly, Declan Rice and Phillips are getting the rub of the green from Cruz as well. They're starting to dominate the midfield over Gareth Southgate and Cruz. So they're working hard. And remember, I said to you previously before, it's the intensity. If you're not matching Germany's intensity, then you're not going to match them in this game. And it looks like England have started to do that. And the crowd are warming up as well. England fans, you can hear them singing in unison right now. But it's all England. It's all England at the moment. Here we go. Declan Rice plays a few ball in again to Sterling. Sterling turns around. He's got pure black shirts in front of him. Yeah. When Sterling gets the ball, there's about 3 or 4 German players around him. That just goes to show you how much they respect him as a danger man. Yeah, England are seeing more of the ball. But for me, guys, they're not working Harry Kane enough. Where is Harry Kane? Ladies and gentlemen.
Harry Kane won't come alive until he gets that killer pass. You know, that feeder pass. That's when he'll come alive. He's not the type of striker that will fight. He's not like a Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
And then they'll classify him as a hero.
Where is Harry Kane? Not just for today, but where he's been for the whole tournament. Man been missing.
Did he not come alive against Croatia? For about 2 minutes.
True. I like when you get the camera shots that go towards the women to try and show you, there's women that are involved. We know that there's women involved in sport, dude. We know that. They always try to find the prettiest women they can and then let the cameras focus in on them while the games are running. Yeah, I know they're not South American women. I know you lot are in there moaning about South American women, but still.
Yeah, but some of the English women are sexy.
Yeah, true.
That's from a female perspective. England
again, Saka and Sterling working the ball through.
They're the two best players for me now.
I like what Phillips, that's a free kick referee. So brought Saka down again. Ebony is a minute ahead of me, so she would have already seen this.
Okay, so goal kick. Ball still in England's half, so England are just like backwards, sideways.
Kuke saying first 10 minutes we were dire, but last few have been encouraging. Saka and Sterling looking dangerous.
They're the only two that are actually looking dangerous, those two.
So what's going on, everybody on Facebook? What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Big shout out to #101 Facebook, all of you brother there and sisters. And big shout out to Footy, everything Footy on Facebook as well. Big shout out to you guys.
Is it me, or does Luke Shaw look heavy?
Oh, I thought you was going to give him a compliment there, being a woman. I thought you was going to talk about doesn't Luke Shaw look handsome and or anything to that vibe, and then now you talk about man putting on weight.
He looks kind of heavy.
He does actually. Kuke, I like what Bukayo Saka has contributed so far. He's lively, no fear. That's it, bro.
England have got a free kick.
Maguire there running at the midfield. It's really weird commentating on this because Ebony is so far ahead of me, and there's absolutely nothing that I can do about it.
Now, who's going to take it? Would it be... Is Luke Shaw going to take it, or is the other one going to take it?
Yeah, it's warming up into a real contest now. So, guys, it's actually around 43,000 fans at Wembley. 1,800 of them are German fans, which is strange because I know a whole heap of German people who live in London. So we've seen a book in there. It's Ginter.
Okay, so England now have a corner, which has been headed away.
Can England capitalize on this corner?
No.
So this corner, Trippier's delivery is towards a near post, and of all people, Sterling looks dangerous until Kimmich takes evasive action and nods it. So Neuer tries to keep it in play, but it's a corner.
If you're talking to somebody and you want to see,
here we go.
Just do a while ago.
Yeah, there we go. Come on. Let's get a result. It's just there's not been any goals. That's the thing I think that's really strange is that England playing, the goals have been few and far between. They don't look dangerous at all. And yes, they've been able to keep the goals from coming in. So, big respect to that. Defensively, you've got to give England kudos for the efforts, but they haven't been tested yet. So this game is a big test for England because Germany, as I said, have been scoring goals like crazy. Come on, here we go. It's a chance. Maguire just hoofed it up, man. No conviction. No conviction from Maguire whatsoever. But look at the ball from Calvin Phillips. I'm just sending a message to Andy. Yeah, Andy agrees with that as well. As you know, Andy on a Friday night is normally our Tottenham Hotspurs correspondent, and he agrees that Harry Maguire had no conviction. At this level, when a cross comes in like that and you go in unchallenged, you've got to hit the target. Harry Maguire was flapping around like a fish out of water. I don't know what he was doing there. He had the setup to score, and that's the difference, guys, between teams at this level who would just go in and get the job done. And for me, he looked a bit too hesitant. He should have gone in and hit the target. Very poor from Harry Maguire. And because he's a Man United fan, I'm going to keep on bashing him because I'm a gooner. Also, guys, got to ask you a question, which I asked you 10 minutes ago. And I'm going to ask you again, where is Harry Kane? Oh, Andy's sending another message. Andy's sending another message. How knows? So Andy looks like he wants to join us. Let me unmute Ebony. Yeah, Ebony, sorry, I had talking in your background, so I just muted, so we didn't get into your conversation. It's a bit private.
Okay, thank you.
So I was that your mum or your auntie asking if you want some rice and peas?
No, we're going out tomorrow, so for a birthday, a friend's birthday. So yeah.
Excellent. So you haven't missed much. Andy wants to join us. Andy, who's our Spurs fan, who comes in and does the panel on a Friday for the Football League show. And he's watching the game at the moment, so he's just asking, how do I join? And I said to him, use the link. Yeah, use the link on your phone. Yeah, Gerard saying, let's hope Harry shows up at the right time. Yeah, how is this guy worth 150 million? Look, forget the 150 million. How is Harry Kane worth 100 million? When you've seen this tournament, he don't look like nothing.
He's not alive. He's not really.
He could be tired. If I guess if Andy was here, he'd be able to shed more light on the situation. But
maybe he just wants to go.
Yeah, it just looks dead to me, man. But you know something? When you haven't brought Harry Kane into this game, then that's on the manager. If your tactics and your formation and your shape hasn't brought him into the game, then that's on you. Because where I see Sterling picking the ball up at the number 10 spot, vertically in front of the goal, that's where Kane should be. So is it that Kane is not working hard enough to get open? Because from what I'm seeing, Sterling's doing much more running and getting into space than Harry Kane is. Sterling's working that much more harder.
Yeah, but what I think, but as I always say, what I think the tactics is that Harry Kane then makes that run and the midfield feed him. He's not gonna get in there and tackle. And then that is practically down to Gareth Southgate.
You can see Havertz is just chopping the. Whoa! That's a chance. Cruz crosses the ball in, guys, and there's about 3 or 4 German players in the box. You can see here, Havertz works it out wide to Cruz. Good play, fast ball movement. The ball gets chipped in. It's free. It's actually 3 German black shirts against 2 English centre backs. So England are outnumbered, but the ball goes past everyone. I think it's fair to say that Declan Rice does his job by shielding the German players. And if actually it was Kimmich who placed the ball in on the right, here come Germany again. Slip ball gets put through. That's a great save there from Pickford. Germany now again slicing and dicing England's defence apart. It's a great through ball here.
Okay, Germany.
Havertz is the one that's carving England up. Germany now pressuring England from the front.
They're pressing now.
Yeah. Okay, Germany. Havertz is carving them up back there. What's going on, Andy? What's going on there, miss?
You're all right.
I'm good.
Not too bad. Good to see you, Andy. I thought you've neglected us throughout the Euros.
Well, to be honest, I've been on holiday in Wales for a week.
Oh wow!
So I haven't really been neglecting you. I've just been away.
So I hope you enjoyed your holiday, though, mate. Everybody needs a break, man.
I can't hear you very well, actually. I'm trying to. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, and normally some of the other guys, you see Neomis wearing headphones. Normally, when you wear headphones, it's a little bit better in terms
Oh, I
of
see. Okay.
the communication. Yeah, but you're lucky. You've got to sit in your front room with your phone in your hand and watching your television. And
Is that in Wales?
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
at
a great
home.
view.
that's at home.
That's a great view.
We should be watching it in the back garden, Andy.
That's in Derbyshire.
Oh wow, nice.
I'm the only one stuck in my office, and because my TV is in the front room, I'm having to watch this on BBC iPlayer. So all of you guys are a minute ahead of me.
It's on a delay. I could tell that.
I was going to say,
England
because
has
you were talking about
52%.
Pickford save about a minute after I'd seen it.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn on my Xbox Series X and see if I can actually get BBC iPlayer, because I got the BBC iPlayer on that. It might be quicker if I watch it on my Xbox.
Or do you have a mobile phone in which you can get the BBC?
Nah, I do have, but I'm already on the computer. So the thing is, like, if I'm not in the office and I can't manage the stream, so that's the reason why I have to depend on you guys to tell me what's going on before I know what's happening. Neomis, how are you?
I'm good. This is a game. I've been enjoying all the football. The games yesterday, like I completely missed the Spain game. I didn't even bother watching it, thinking that it was just going to be a dead rubber. But like that game and the France game were just nothing but drama. I mean, it's what football is all about. So I'm looking forward to this one, even though I don't see England going through. Like, you just never know. Like, I mean, could this be a 3-3? To be honest, and wind up at penalties?
To me,
Yeah, I'm giving England
even so far. If anything, we've been on top, I thought.
Yeah, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, because if it's one thing we learned from the Czech Republic and Switzerland last night, that the underdogs are really taking a fight to the big teams. So by no means is England the favourite for this game, but after 10 minutes where England lacked the intensity, they've been the better team so far.
Yeah.
Well, I can honestly tell you,
I agree.
I only came.
I think, apart from the first 10 minutes, like you said, it's if England have been the better side.
It's just Havertz. They need to put a cap on Havertz, because Havertz is getting too much time on the ball, and a couple of times already he's made England pay for that.
So where are you at in your stream then, Apollo? What minute of the game are you watching?
36 minutes. I think you guys are 37.
Yeah, I'm on 37. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a minute behind you guys.
You're about a minute behind. Yeah.
Sterling and Saka have been quality in the first half. Also, Declan Rice in the midfield has been owning Cruz and them guys. And England's midfield's weird. They've really stepped up the intensity.
The only thing I'm worried about is Rice getting that early yellow card. It's a long time to go without picking up another booking.
Yeah, because he can be quite choppy.
So we wanted to ask you, Andy, because we don't really know the answer to the question. What does Harry Kane need to do to get into this game, to get into this tournament?
I don't think really the way I think the reason he's played Saka and Sterling today is to try and get Kane into the tournament more, but it's still not really working. But up until now, we haven't been playing in a way to get Kane involved, I don't think. But to me, I've been saying for a long. I know he keeps denying it, but I think he's covering up an injury, or I think he has been for several months since he got injured for Spurs in whenever it was January.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's been fully fit ever since. Like, I'm not saying he's injured, but I think he's playing at like 80%. I don't think he's fully fit.
Yeah, and thanks for that input, because I was saying a couple of weeks back when we talked about actually in the last few games of the season, you were saying the same thing. You were saying, look, this guy, I'm sorry, lads, but this guy is not, is probably the best all-round striker in terms of his goals and assists. No one's doing a better job than Harry Kane at the moment, but he's fallen off because you just don't think he's fit.
Well, when you see him every week, or twice a week, as I have done for the last 6-7 years, you can see a difference when Kane's fit and what he does when he's fit and what he does when he's still capable of scoring goals. It wouldn't shock me if Kane scored today, even if he's not 100%, because he's capable of doing it. But I think teams have worked out that Kane is our superstar, and they're stopping the other teams are setting themselves up in a way that other clubs have done with Barcelona, trying to stop the ball getting to Messi or stop the ball getting to Ronaldo, or when you've got special players. Yeah. And I'm not saying Kane's in their class, but what I'm saying is that I think teams have worked out that if you stop the supply to Kane, you stop either Spurs or England playing with the same fluency. And I think that's what teams are doing. They're blocking the possession, the line to Kane. Kane's having to drop deeper and deeper to get the ball.
Yeah, I'm just putting the stream on Twitter at the moment because I just realised that we don't have the stream up on Twitter. So I'm just going to make sure that I get all of those England fans on the bandwagon so that everybody can join our stream. England versus Germany.
Andy,
here we go.
Don't you believe that this England team is just not set up to get the best out of Harry Kane to even begin with? Because that's always been my argument around it.
At the beginning. I don't think we're really. I think if you played with, I think Kane prefers it when you have like Rashford running beyond him and people like that that they will go running past him. Our best performances for England in the last few years have been Sterling and Rashford either side of Kane going beyond him, Kane dropping in and pinging passes through to them. But I think the way we're set up here, I don't know. It just seems to me that for whatever reason we're not getting the ball to Harry Kane. Now it may just be that because other nations are working out ways to stop the flow of possession to him. But he certainly doesn't look. He looks a shadow of his usual self. But I still think he is that good. I've seen him many times for Spurs when you think he's doing nothing, and then he'll pop up and score a great goal. So I'm not saying that he can't still do something. I just think that at the moment it's not working.
So, guys, I just wanted to say, it's still a great job for me. The two standout players, Declan Rice and Phillips in the midfield, have done such a fantastic job of nullifying Germany. And that is really probably the main tactic. That's possibly why we're not seeing a Mount, a Grealish, why we're not seeing a Foden.
That was a good bit of play from Kane.
Yeah.
You won't have seen it yet, Apollo.
No.
Yeah. Was he tripped?
Yeah. We've got a free kick.
Right, so England now have a free kick. Who's going to take this? Either Luke Shaw or
Kane take
Trippier.
it.
No, Kane's gone in the box. I think
that's what you'll notice as well.
I think I'd prefer Ed Sheeran and David Beckham in the crowd.
Yeah. I think that's what you'll find. You'll find that Harry Kane hasn't taken it.
I just see that.
I just want Kane to be a nuisance.
Well, he is there.
Yeah, I just want him to be a nuisance.
Well, he's in the box right now.
I've got a feeling I think Shaw might take this one.
No, it's Trippier.
Kuke saying it would be a bold move, but we have to replace Kane. He's clearly not fit. He's agreeing with Andy. Calvert-Lewin and Mount on at half-time. Kane and Phillips off. I think Phillips is actually doing a good job, to be honest.
He may not be fully fit. For me, Kane doesn't come off in this game.
Really?
I'd take him off.
He's still more likely to score us a goal at this level than Calvert-Lewin is.
Okay, Trippier's taken a...
Yeah, it's a tough one because he's played 3 games and he had 2 good shots in the second game. He had two chances. But Calvert-Lewin hasn't had a chance at this level, Andy.
I just don't think but I don't think he's up to this level yet.
Yeah.
Maybe in time he will be, but right now, no. I just think you in a game like this, you don't take off your top man, and Kane is our top man. So for me, he stays on 120 minutes if it goes to extra time. Because, again, if it goes to penalties, you're going to want Kane on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
What I do like, I mean, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more attacking talent on the pitch, but we've got Grealish, Foden, Mount, Sancho, Rashford. I mean, we've got a pretty good lineup of players that can come on to try and influence this game. Bellingham,
Lord.
Yeah, and when you looked at France. When you looked at France-Switzerland yesterday in injury time, France was able to bring on two players that really turned the game around.
That's a yellow card for Phillips. Even Gareth Southgate is just like, what the hell?
So Cool K saying, this is just the sort of game Foden would thrive in. Mount 2, hoping for half-time changes. 18 saying, Mount and Grealish, please.
This is what I mean. I think isn't Mason Mount still in isolation?
Yeah,
he's on the bench.
Oh, okay.
He's on the bench. He's out now. They're gonna have to change those two midfield players. Like, I'm sorry that I could smell a red card coming. Like Andy said,
Rice or Phillips.
Rice and Phillips both on yellow cards. That is an accident waiting to happen.
That's not good.
It was Michael. It was Michael Millington. It's my cousin. Big shout out to you, Michael. I didn't realize it was my cousin that was pinging me.
I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo, by the way.
Yeah, I saw a little comedy sketch with an Asian guy is sitting at the end of the television.
How did you miss that? How did you miss that? Like, what is going on?
Everyone's blaming Kane.
No, it's his fault. It's his fault. How do you not put that away?
I've just put $4 billion back on Coke share value.
When you see it shortly, Apollo, you're going to think, WTF, did you miss that?
Oh,
yeah, it was bad. They're going through the replay now. Sterling's got it, drives it forward. Germany player kicks it in the path of Kane.
He's stretching to
control. Oh, all right. Okay, so close, guys. Harry Kane is inches away before Hummels denies him. Sterling skips through a couple of challenges here. Loses the ball. You can see here, loses the ball. Is at the edge of the box. Look at that. It's forced to Harry Kane. He takes a touch on it on his left. You know what? I'm not blaming Kane for that. I think Hummels made a play on the ball. I think that's a defensive play. I think the first touch on his left was a bit too heavy. It places it right back into the danger area. I think it's the heavy touch from Kane. So maybe it is a little bit of Kane's fault. The first touch was heavy, but give credit to Hummels for getting back there and disrupting that. You got to put that down as a chance.
Then again, I do agree with Greg G when he says everyone's blaming Kane. Where's the service? We've barely crossed halfway, and when we do, there's no central midfield to support Harry. I agree with that.
I think part of the problem is because we've gone with three at the back. We're short of a player in an attacking area that we would normally have. Now, I understand why we've done it because we want to keep Kimmich and Goossens quiet. And that's why he's gone with the three at the back to try and keep their fullbacks at bay. But I just think that we're losing. We've lost an attacking player in order to play that system.
Well, guys, I mean,
we're gonna have to change that.
For me, we've got halftime coming up, so we're going to have a look at the performances of each player. But for me, it looked like that Germany were trying to get in halftime without conceding. They were there for the taking.
I think Germany in the first 15 minutes, so they had a couple of good chances, and then England came into their own. But until then, like England's defense were just were being prized open.
Mm.
My God.
Right, so you
I'm
got
just
Harry.
going to replay this Kane chance.
Yeah.
Gee, shut
If
up, bro.
only, if
Shut
only
up.
he had just.
He is stretching, but I do think that a fully fit Harry Kane just puts that away first time.
Yeah, G
Yep.
says there's America through, taking a piss.
I
Go
think
back
he
to
just slides that
Pennsylvania,
in
my
with his
brother.
left foot.
Aren't you lot in the? Why are you lot? Aren't you in the Copa America? Isn't America playing in the Copa America?
Or CONCACAF.
Something like that.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh my God!
Listen,
But
they've got
again,
to change this formation.
they've got to do something again.
I think he needs more attacking options.
Sterling, just killing possession into the box with his run.
Kane looked a lot more involved when Grealish was on the pitch in the game against the Czechs, and I think Kane needs the kind of service that someone, because what Grealish does by beating players is he opens up spaces. He takes players out of the game by going past players. He opens up space, and Harry Kane's great at working with space, but he's got no really space to work in at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think Kane would benefit from having Grealish on the pitch.
Right, guys, I'm just going to punch some
we
numbers
have to
through.
bring him on. Like in that central midfield, we got to take off 2 players with yellow cards, and we don't have a lot of central midfield players, like natural central midfield players. And Grealish is one of the few players who can play out wide and in central midfield. So the game's calling out for him.
Who would you take off and replace with Grealish? Who would you
either Phillips or Mount? I'd take off the 2 players with yellow cards. We don't.
Okay.
I don't think Henderson is on the bench.
I think you can take both of them off. I think you'd have to take your pick as to which.
I take off Declan Rice because he seems to be a bit more haphazard.
It would have to be Rice. You're not going to take off Phillips. Phillips is owning the middle of the park right now. I'm just writing these down there. I'll put them up in a minute, guys.
I think I'd be tempted to. I don't know. It's difficult to know whether you could get away with playing Mount in there, or whether you'd have to have Henderson in there. But I'd be tempted to go for it and stick Mount in there with him, and then I think I'd probably bring on Grealish for. I think I'd change the system. I think I'd maybe lose Trippier.
Is it the danger for me? If I'm Gareth Southgate, the danger for me is the system I'm working with at the moment is making us defensively solid. If I change it, are we going to be more susceptible defensively? I'd rather go through the second half keeping a clean sheet and then working my subs, Grealish, Mount, Foden in extra time, than take a chance in the second half. Would you agree with that, Andy, or not?
Well, yeah, I suppose it depends on your philosophy. I still think that we're paying too much respect to German history rather than the German team that is actually playing against us today. We've got this big thing in our head about, what the Germans have done to us over the years, or what's happened in matches against Germany over the years. But I don't think this German side is as good. I'm not saying they're not a decent side, but I think we're as good as they are. And I think that we've got players that can turn this game and win it. So the question is, do you have the philosophy where you take the chance that you might lose by going to win, or do you just carry on and hope by playing defensively that one of your good players gets you a goal and you win 1-0, as we have done in the tournament so far? It didn't work against Scotland, and it did work against Croatia and the Czechs.
So, guys, you can see my. I'll let you guys talk individually about what your thoughts are on the players. You can see my thoughts up on there. I've given Pickford a 7.5. For me, I have never rated Jordan Pickford. I think he's okay in this tournament, though. He's probably one of England's best players for me. He's one of England's 3 best players. He's been making excellent saves, especially with his feet. He gets down quickly. He's decent on some pieces as well, which, quite frankly, I didn't rate him on. And he's really shown his class in this tournament. He gets another 7.5 for the first half.
Did you see Goretzka move his leg in front of Rice though?
Yeah.
He moved his leg in front of Rice to make sure that there was contact.
To make sure there's contact, exactly.
Tackle him.
Kieran Trippier, guys, gets a 6. I wouldn't have started him in front of Reece James. I probably wouldn't. He looks a bit wonky on set pieces, and he just doesn't look threatening. Kyle Walker, I would have expected more from him. He had a bright start, but he's gone a bit quiet. I've given him a 6. He just looks lost, and Timo Werner is cutting through him with ease. John Stones, I've given him a 6 as well. Not really been struggling so far. Harry Maguire, probably I've given Maguire 6.5. Should have done better on that header. Should have hit the target. He wasn't even contested on that header. For a man of his quality at this level, I would have expected him to do better with that chance. He should have hit the target. Luke Shaw has had quite a quiet game. I give him a 5. Havertz is eating him alive. Declan Rice, I've given him a 5 as well. Probably should sub him off. Calvin Phillips has probably been their best midfielder, really. Calvin Phillips, I've given him an 8. I think he's booked as well. So do you keep him on? Do you take him off? I'm really not sure what you do. Maybe you change him for Mason Mount. Sterling, 8.5. He's been the bright spark for England. He's excellent. He's involved in everything. The early chance that pulled off a save from New as well, and the setup which caused the Harry Kane's chance as well. He's been in and around everything. Saka, a 7, bright start, but he just has fallen off a little bit. And maybe we're putting, again, too much pressure on young 19-year-old shoulders when everyone around him should be stepping up as well. He's fallen into this reign at Arsenal. And I thought in the last 15 minutes, he just dropped off a little. Harry Kane, I'll give a 6. Not starved of a bit of service. Only really touched the ball 2 or 3 times in the opening half an hour, but started to come alive towards the end of the half. It's strange. If England are going to win a game like this, they're going to have to do it with their captain on form and on par. And he's got to do better in the second half. Sorry about the coughing. Guys, what do you think of the first half? What do you think?
Pickford, he's been really good, actually, to be fair. He's actually saved the team. He's made some very good saves. So I'd give him a 7. Trippier, I'm not his biggest fan. Was never his biggest fan anyway. I give him a 5. Walker, I think he's doing a good job in defence, but he's been taken apart by the German attack. But I give him a 5. Stones, has he really been in it? No, I've not noticed him, to be honest. I'm going to give him a standard 5. Maguire. What can you say about Maguire? I don't think, you know what? I'm not even going to score the rest. What I will do is I will say that there's been some players that just haven't been in it for me. Yeah. Luke Shaw, I would say Stones, Maguire, they've not been in it. Rice, he needs to be very careful because he's quite choppy and he will get another yellow card if he stays on. Then we had Phillips. I think he's been the better of the 2. And as you said, he's actually made that midfield his own. Harry Kane, when it comes to Harry Kane, you have to think of the tactics that is employed by Gareth Southgate. And if Gareth Southgate is playing the formation that he is, it means that Harry Kane is starved of service. So you can't blame it all on him. However, he did get the opportunity to score. He fluffed his lines. Maybe he is tired. Maybe he's carrying an injury. I don't know. But, the way that everybody else will look at it is he should have actually scored. He should have put that away. Saka, he's been a bit quiet. But then again, you have to think about the German attack. You have to think about the defense as well. So that's partially why he's been quiet. Sterling, I think he's been the best outfield player. One excellent chance where he almost curled it, where Neuer saved it,
and then setting up Harry Kane as well.
Yeah, so he's actually been their best player, but yeah, it's just, I just think that if England really want a chance to win this, and I know that they do, they're going to have to. For me personally, they need more attacking options.
Yeah. You need that number I've got for Harry Kane. You need it. You need an 8. If you get an 8 out of him today, you win the game. Bertram has said, Apollo, why does Kane get a 6? Is that not starting? I'm not sure what he means by is that not starting. He gets a 6 because he hasn't been completely missing. He got himself into
taking the Mickey.
He got himself into position to have a chance there at the end of the half. But in the last 10 minutes to the half, he started coming alive. So he wasn't a complete disaster, but he's starting to come into the game. And as I said, if England are going to win this, then he's going to need to score an 8. Big shout out to Alex before I go to Neomis.
I'm going to make a prediction. Kane will score in this match.
If Kane scores, then they win the game. If Kane scores, I think that they win the game.
I think Germany will get back in because they're not going to go out like that.
Is this Vincey? Yeah, it is. Vincey, he says he'll give Maguire 7. He's been very commanding. Apart from the mismatch, he should have scored. We still lack a cornerback driver in the force. Yeah, which is why is Ben White not playing? And then he's having a laugh. He's having a laugh at Bertram. Neomis, what's your thoughts? You don't have to give grades like I did. Just give your overall thoughts.
Okay, yeah, I will do. I didn't watch the whole of the first half. From the last 15 minutes, from what I've seen, I think for me, Phillips, Saka, and Kane have looked like the better players, and Pickford overall. And so far, I think England's playing well, but I think for me the biggest issue is the 2 yellow cards that were picked up. I honestly think that those are going to cause a problem. Like if we don't fix those, and the only way to fix it is to change the formation. Like in the last game that we did on air, I proposed putting Kane at the 10 and playing another striker ahead of him. I know Andy mentioned Rashford. Wouldn't have a problem with that. Calvert-Lewin, like pick one. And changing the 2 central midfield players to make it more attacking. But I think England have the more talented players in terms of the 2 sides. It's a decent German side, but it's not the German sides that we've seen in the past. Like they just don't have that real kind of star power. But England are still in it. They could still win it. It's just dependent on what both of the managers really do from now. But yeah, so far let's see what happens in the next 45 minutes.
So Bertrand makes a point. He says, "Sorry, Apollo. Everyone is making excuses for Kane. They slaughter Sterling and make excuses for Kane. Yeah, but that's because it is what it is. Yeah. What's your thoughts, Andy?
I haven't slaughtered Sterling. I want to know who's slaughtering Sterling.
Probably historically they have, like in previous
usually the press.
Like
it's true what he says. It's true what he says.
As far as I'm concerned, Sterling scored 14 goals in the last 20 games or something. I don't slaughter him. I don't think he's sensational, but he does. He's been England's most consistent performer for a year or so.
Yeah, and Andy, I pointed out to the other guys as well. When Bukayo Saka starts, he's had 4 man of the matches in the last 6 England appearances.
He's done extremely well for England. I'll give him that. He's had a few glimpses in this game, and he certainly looked good for about 15, 20 minutes in the middle of the first half. But he started off a bit iffy, and he wasn't great going into the break. But I mean, I hope he does well. I just wonder whether he might lack a little bit of experience as this game moves on. I think he could be somebody that we could look to put Grealish on instead of.
You see, you take him off.
Possibly,
Yep.
not yet,
Bring
but 15, 20 minutes in, I'd possibly look at maybe Grealish for Saka. Then you can put Sterling on the other side and bring Grealish on the left.
Who was your pick of the first half, Andy?
I thought Sterling was probably our best player. I agree with you. I thought Saka had a reasonable game. I mean, my big issue with this team, it's not that I completely dislike the system. It's a system that I actually quite liked when in my playing days. But I just don't think that it gets our best players on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think for me, Shaw and Trippier wouldn't be in my 11. I can understand why they're playing in this system, but they wouldn't be in my 11. And what I've always been a fan of, really, could save. Good shot from Havertz, good save from Pickford.
What are you guys watching? Come on, we want to hear it. Talk to me.
What a strike!
Over the
Kai
bar.
Havertz comes with a volley.
Havertz really just pulled one and made a very good save, but he was above him.
Very good.
He was lucky it went straight above him and not to one side. Otherwise, I don't think he'd have had a chance.
Germany have a corner.
Germany are knocking on the door. Now England will clear this. They're not. I don't think they're good at corners. Germany.
I'm telling you, Germany are not going to go out of that fight. And if they nick a win, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, let's see what happens. I think this has got nothing but drama written all over it. It's going to go to extra time. This is why the yellow cards worry me.
Who said
No,
that?
I'm telling you, it's got drama written all over it.
This is going to be a long game. Feels like I'm back in 1990. And the penalty shootout awaits 4-3, hopefully, for England this time.
I remember being 15 years old, almost 15 years old, and I was crying because England. No, the only reason why I cried because Gaza started crying. I just saw the chance, guys. I'm not far behind. I just saw the chance from Havertz. Ooh, it's a great save there from Pickford. Pickford now 3 quality saves. So you can see exactly what I'm saying about Pickford. One of the 2 best players for me, guys. Yeah, you can see what I'm saying about Pickford. You can't complain, can you? He's immense for England. Yeah, Vincey, what's going on, Vincey? You should be live on the stream, my brother. You should be live on the stream, man, so that we can chat about the game. Gerard says, "Cool K, the shot would have been on target. The ball was too far ahead. He did the correct thing." Vincey says, as Sancho played, Sancho, I think it was on target. Yeah, it was on target, actually. It was. Free Jadon Sancho. I think he would have hit the underside of the bar and gone in if he hadn't touched it. Yeah. That was a sensational save from Pickford, guys. I don't know about. I mean, it was a good save, but it was straight above him. You would expect him to save it. If it had gone either side of him, he would have had a real job stopping that. He's not too tall. Directly above him. He's not too tall, so I think he didn't have a good look at that. He must have seen it. What, 5'11"? Jordan Pickford. That's a good question. I thought he was 6'1". Right, hold on a second. Let me just get to the crux of that. He's not that tall. But I could be wrong. Yeah, 6'1". I was correct. He's 6'1". Exactly. He didn't get a lot of time to see that. And again, guys, let's not forget that this is, regardless of whether the tournament's supposed to be in Hungary or whatever, England have played literally all their games at home at Wembley. This is like home field advantage for them. Yeah. I think we are pressing them back now. We've got a high press here. I honestly think the Germans are worried. They're worried about us. They're as nervous as we are. I think if we were to just show a little bit more ambition,
we could take this game. But this is what irritates. I like Southgate. I think he conducts himself very well, and I think he's a good ambassador for the country. I just think his tactics are a little bit cautious at times, and it irritates me.
I wish he was more bold as well, and not play certain players and just pick the players that he really wants. Sometimes I think that he just picks certain players because the press would pick them.
He clearly doesn't trust Grealish. I think it's a problem because I think Grealish is one of the few players we've got that can really make things happen. But he doesn't trust him to do defensive duties, does he?
Yeah, that's true. Cool Kate says, Jordan Pickford, our best player of the tournament so far, says it all, really. Well,
I would agree with that. I'd also agree that Saka's done well. And
to me, Calvin Phillips has been England's best player so far, in my opinion.
I think so. I would have said Phillips first and then Pickford.
Okay.
Phillips.
Are you saying that because of expectation?
Well, I mean, look at Mings as well. I think Mings has probably been the third best player. He ain't even playing today. Mings has been fantastic. His recovery speed.
But I mean, he's always shown that he's always shown he's a good defender. Like, it doesn't surprise me. He's playing as though he's playing for Aston Villa, but in an England shirt.
But
and that's the thing. When you listen to what Andy says, it's whether they're able to do it at this level. And some of the players have really switched it on, and some of them just haven't.
Harry Kane's down again.
Kane's injured.
Kane needs to come off.
Oh, take him off.
He needs to come off.
Take him off. There's your reason.
He's playing like he's tired.
He's got a knee injury by the looks of things.
It looks like they went knee to knee.
I'm not saying nothing, man, because this. Well, I'm not saying nothing.
They're showing pictures of the kids like worried. Like, we've got so much strikers on the bench with quality. Like, just choose one and bring them on. This isn't over. Like, England have the talent to do this.
Yeah, but Gareth Southgate is never bold enough to drop certain players.
If Kane goes off, he's got to have Rashford.
Yeah, bring him on.
Who else? What other strikers have they got?
Calvert-Lewin.
Oh crap! It is only Rashford. Yeah. Rashford's the only striker that they have on the bench.
It's got to be Rashford for his pace. I think Rashford. It would give us something different. But I suspect Kane will try to carry on and then see how he goes.
Yeah, that looks exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? How
the guy's injured.
Mbappe did nothing at this tournament. Kane's done nothing at this tournament.
Oh, Mbappe, poor Mbappe. He could have scored like 3 times last night.
Poor Mbappe.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I'm not going to feel sorry for a multi-millionaire.
But penalties are pot luck, though. That's the thing. It's you just don't know what's going to happen. But
well, Kane reminds me of Shearer, best penalty taker in the world. Like, you know, people can say what they want about him, but he knows how to hit the ball into the corner, top corner, and that. And you know, some of the penalties that I saw yesterday with France and Switzerland, you could have 2 or 3 goalkeepers in the net, and you just ain't saving them.
But then both goalkeepers actually nearly made saves. Well, before.
Guys, I can see him walking off on my screen. What's happening to Kane?
He's coming back.
He's back on. He's back on.
Yeah, I
we
think
don't have
just...
a lot of options on. Sorry, go on, Apollo.
No, I was just saying that it looks like they just want to give him another 5 minutes.
Germany are defending like no one's business. Oh dear.
Yeah, Neomis, what was that?
Oh Lord.
Good defending from Stones.
I was saying there aren't a lot of options on the bench. I noticed we have 2 goalkeepers on the bench and only 1 striker.
That's poor.
I thought Marcus Rashford and Calvin Lewin are on there, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
No, according to Sky Sports.
I had the team sheet
I mean,
up. Let's see if we can get
If
the
that's
team
if that's
sheet
the
up again.
case, then that's really poor. But I thought Calvin
Sky
Lewin was
Sports
that.
is.
Hold on, I had the team sheet up.
They got Samston and
I
Ramsdale.
don't think he believes in Calvert-Lewin. I think it's far more likely
What?
that he would bring
What?
Rashford on if he had to go off.
But why bring him to the tournament? See, this is what I hate.
Well, you've got
Do you
to
remember
have a
back in
replacement.
do you
You've got to
remember
have a
back in
replacement. And I think if we had to start with, another game, then maybe he might use Calvert-Lewin, maybe in a game against the Czechs or the Danes or something, or the Swedes. Maybe Calvert-Lewin could be useful in a game like that. But I just, in the biggest games against the best teams, I don't think Calvert-Lewin is good enough yet. He may
Calvin
develop.
Lewin's not even there. You got Grealish, Henderson,
Didn't even make the
Oh
list.
shit, you're right. Oh
Ramsdale.
shit, you're right.
Ramsdale.
Calvert-Lewin's not there, is he?
No.
No, he's not. He's not.
got
What the
Mings.
hell is?
Cody.
He's loaded
Okay,
with
so- well-
defenders.
I do find it
It's-
bizarre that we would take a centre forward and then not have him on the bench. I do find that. I mean, I thought it surprised me that he didn't take Ollie Watkins in the 26.
So hold on. Why would you not have Calvin Lewin on there and you've got two goalkeepers on the bench? What is the chances of why would you have two goalkeepers on the bench?
Because Gareth Southgate doesn't know what he's doing, number one. Number two,
You tell me the last time when a team needed three goalkeepers in one game.
Shit.
Jesus
Saka is
Christ,
down.
Jesus.
Saka's hurt. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Come on.
Ooh.
You see, that's one of those where you've seen them this season, where somebody's been done for the follow through in a situation like that. But I mean, I don't think that is a foul personally.
It's not a foul.
He took the ball.
It's not.
Vincey is taking a piss here.
You've seen people booked this season for their follow through.
Southgate or Arteta? Well, Arteta won 5 games in a trot towards the end of the season, so I'm going to give that to Arteta, mate.
I noticed in the lineup on the bench we've got Jude Bellingham.
Also, Vincey, Arteta's actually won silverware. What has Dan Southgate done?
Oh man!
I'll ask that question again in 2 weeks' time when England have won the European Championship.
Yeah.
I think Belgium will win it.
This is not good. Okay, so Bukayo Saka's just gone down on my screen. Guys, can you give us an update?
He's back up and running.
He's back on. He's all right.
Right, Neomis.
But Sancho is warming up.
Hold on. Shall I get let me get a picture here. See.
Has anybody seen Jude Bellingham play?
Yeah, I actually think Bellingham is an option in this game. I wouldn't mind seeing Bellingham instead of maybe Rice or Phillips in this game.
Yeah,
I think he would give us more of a drive. Now. He would give us a bit more drive from the middle of the park, and he also, I think, has a little bit of quality. But
right, let me get Neomis. I'm coming to you on this one. Let's say quick thoughts from you, Neomis. And
listen, I like this appointment for Patrick. I really do. Honestly, I really do. Listen, every year I've got a second team or I tend to root for in the Premier League. Leeds was my kind of second team last season, and it looks like I'll be rooting on Crystal Palace. I think that's a good appointment for them. I hope he gets some money to do something with that squad, because half the squad looks like their contracts are running out and they're waiting for the manager just so that they could renew things. But he's got a tough job, but it's a good position for him. Congrats to him, honestly.
So Andy, why didn't he go to Spurs?
Who?
Hold on, what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Mate, we're watching England, Germany. Do you think I give a damn what Patriot is doing at Palace?
Oh God! And listen, haven't they got Pooch back yet?
Who? What?
Haven't they got Pooch back? Hasn't
You're
Spurs
wrong.
got Pooch back?
Yeah, wait. Deschamps going to PSG. Zidane's going to manage the French national team, and Poch is coming back.
Yeah, they need that, man.
no.
I like what
If-
Vincey said. I'm going to scout for Palace. Good move for Vieira.
Thing is, will Palace be able
Yeah,
to match
it's
Vieira's
different.
ambition?
Well, you got to start from somewhere. Most guys have had to do it in the
Yeah.
Scottish League or on the Championship. Vieira's actually got a Premiership job with very limited. He's at New York. He's at Nice. He's had a couple of teams, hasn't he? So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a good gig. This is a really good gig for Vieira right now.
You don't think it
Apollo,
is?
I have a theory now.
It's a good gig. Yeah.
I have a theory. All of these young players, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, they're going to Palace. They're going to Palace alone at least. They're going to Palace. You can believe any player we want to send out on loan is
Palace are going to become
Going to
Arsenal's
Spurs
feeder
Park.
club.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
I don't mind. Yeah, either they stay in the Premier League or they get relegated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Rashford is
Yeah.
perfect for this
Vieira
game.
will build a young team.
Yeah, he needs to get on now. Sterling looks dangerous, but he needs to release the ball quicker. I agree. I think I said that in the first half.
Maybe he's thinking about trying to go it alone, but sometimes you just can't do that.
It's closer from England, guys, but still no end product. We've been seeing this in the group stage games. Vince is saying, how many times has Kane touched the ball? Not enough. As I said, in the first half an hour of the game, he had 2 touches. It's not good enough. And you saw Sterling come wide and get open to receive the ball. That should be Kane doing that.
Come on.
I agree with Andy. Kane doesn't look fit to me. This is no
Kane
way.
isn't
This is no
fit.
way. This is
Kane's
no way
not
the Harry
fit.
Kane that we know.
No, if this was Spurs' Harry Kane, Kane would have scored
this
like
is what
some
I'm saying.
ridiculous free kick
Yeah,
from
watching
somewhere.
this England team is like watching Spurs in the last few months of the season. In that you're waiting for Kane to do something, and every 3 games he did, but the rest of the time we were toothless. It was, and then until Bale hit a bit of form towards the end of the season, but we and Son perked up a little bit for a couple of games, but it's almost like they're looking for Kane, but the teams are getting used to how to stop Kane receiving the ball. They're
So
playing.
is Bale coming back?
I don't think the plan is for Bale to come back now.
Oh, Havertz and Werner, they're teamed up, but England come back on the counter-attack.
It's been interesting that in the right at the beginning of the Euros, Spurs were tweeting "Good luck to our Welsh trio," and by the end of the Euros, Spurs was tweeting "Good luck to our Welsh duo." So they were saying "Good luck to Davis and Rodon," and they weren't talking about Bale anymore. I suspect that means something.
God, this is going to be. This will
go to
This is
penalties.
tense.
Trust me,
A lot of people are mentioning penalties. I don't want to see it going penalties.
It's going to go to penalties.
Yeah, I want to
my
see
heart
some
can take-
goals. I want to see some goals.
I want to see this game end tonight, but when I say end tonight, kind of like not at 10 o'clock.
Strange. It's almost as if both managers are quite content for it to go to extra time.
Yeah, I know. I think for Southgate, it would be more, what is he going to do after 80 minutes? Because that's where we're going to see Grealish, Foden, and Mount. There's no doubt about it. You're going to bring your big guns in the midfield.
Grealish is coming on.
And so is Gnabry.
What?
Grealish is coming on.
Oh, is that Gnabry? Gnabry's coming on.
Oh, shit.
Gnabry's not funny,
Pace of power time. Here we go.
Damn, I forgot about him.
All right.
That's hammer time, baby.
All right.
Neo miss?
Yep. The ball hasn't gone out of play.
Speaking to my friend Mr. Kiplings again. Mr. Kiplings is keeping me company for the game.
Oh, those look good.
Vincey said Gnabry Guna's coming on.
Here comes Gnabry.
We should never have let him go. So Werner's coming off.
Werner's coming off.
He's going up front. Okay. All right.
God damn. Gnabry's going up front. What?
You know Gnabry's going to try to do something now.
Oh my God, Gnabry.
What? They take Saka off.
Grealish is coming from Saka.
Grealish is coming on.
That's what I said, wasn't it? 20 minutes ago I said this.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Saka looks tired, man.
Grealish on, but...
Those England fans are really fierce.
Look at the fans. Look at the fans are absolutely gone ballistic. They're loving this.
Could you imagine if Grealish does something that wins us this game? He's going to become a national hero overnight.
Oh, they're going to give him an MBE. They're just give him a damn knighthood.
Muller's been very quiet in this game.
I mean, but I just want both teams to go for it, man.
Yeah, we need someone to get behind the German back line. We're lacking penetration. We're lacking penetration right now.
I've just seen an update. It said, never mind the football. Federer's 2 sets down at Wimbledon.
True. Yep.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I just realized yesterday Wimbledon had started, and I should be watching. it. Andy, I know that's your thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, football's my game, but tennis is my sort of second favourite sport.
Well, football is my second favourite sport. American football is my favourite sport.
Is it?
Yeah.
You mean gridiron?
Yeah, gridiron. That's my favourite sport, man. I just lost Andy there for a second. He heard the name American football and he was gone.
I left.
No, it looked like he touched. Something on his phone. Hey, Andy, I said you heard the word American football and you were gone.
I said you call football soccer and I call American football gridiron.
Yeah. It's hard for me to call football soccer because a lot of English people don't know the history behind it. It was the English that told the Americans to call it soccer. The Americans didn't think up the name for themselves. It was us that told them what to call it. So they called it soccer. They're only doing what we told them to do. And yet we take the piss out of them because they call it soccer without knowing the history behind it.
It's saying it doesn't work like that.
That's English for you, right?
Oh, God, yeah. It is the English for you, I'm afraid.
Yellow card for German.
Yeah, I was expecting a red card. But
yeah. To be fair, I think Rice and Phillips have done well. They've been very controlled.
And this is why I was saying
I don't think there's going to be a couple of red cards.
I don't think that Southgate would change it.
I'd love to see Sancho have a go at Goossens. Now he's on a now he's on a yellow card.
Yeah. I just think that Southgate's not going to chance that defensive instability.
Yeah.
He's not gonna chance it. If you can hold them to 0-0 into extra time, then it's job done.
It's penalties.
And
Think
then
about that in Southgate. It's more likely that we'll see Henderson more than anyone else.
No, I think you'll see Mount or Foden.
No, he's right. No, he's right. Henderson is his favorite. Henderson is his favorite. Can't see Henderson.
I think England are frustrating Germany.
I think they're frustrating each other, actually.
The Germans have done very little, but we haven't done a lot more. But Trippier's injured.
Mm.
Oh, Lord, he's on the ground now.
Come on, Southgate, go for it. Put Walker right back, Shaw left back. Bring Sancho or Mount or someone.
There's Sancho there.
Change it.
Sorry, James.
Oh, no, he's bringing on James now. Or he's warming up at least, James. Crying out loud, just let's go win it. Yeah, he's going to have to come off. Pulled his hamstring.
Just there, seeing his face. His groin or his hamstring.
Those hamstring injuries. I can just imagine the headlines if England win.
This is where Southgate is too cautious. He's got an opportunity here to take this game by the scruff of the neck, to go to 4 at the back. If Trippier has to come off, he looks like he's going to try and carry on for a little while, but he's got an opportunity here to switch to a back 4, put Walker at right back, Shaw at left back, and bring on another attacking player like a Mount or a Sancho and go for it. But he doesn't. This is where I think he's too cautious.
So G is saying, Apollo and Bertram, we play you on the 7th of October. Is it the 7th? I thought it was... Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, God, what a run-in we've got. Oh, we've got Mexico on the 2nd of September. We've got Costa Rica on the 8th. And then we've got America, the USA, on the 7th.
Oh, is this Jamaica CONCACAF?
Yeah, Jamaica World Cup, innit?
I'll be wearing my Jamaican top at that point.
You managed to recruit any of these 10?
Yeah, they've got about 6. They've got 6 of them.
Going for, yeah,
they've got 6 of them.
Come on, yes, come on,
Sterling.
What the hell?
Wow.
Sterling.
Wow.
Ebony, look a little bit more excited, will you?
If I had shocked anyone with my shouting.
I expected a little bit more from Ebony.
You know, I'm not England's biggest fan, so, I'm glad he scored.
Yeah, but I mean, we're here to cheer them on, regardless of what the situation is. Oh my God, Andy is absolutely wet himself. And guy, the goal hasn't come for me yet, so what on earth is going on?
And Grealish was involved.
See, you should have had him on in the beginning.
He passed it into a Shaw.
So, guys, I'm at 74 minutes and 30 seconds.
You'll see it shortly. So
brilliant. Shaw delivery. Grealish to Shaw to Sterling.
So finally, guys, England get Kane and Grealish combining. There's Kane.
Now watch Germany come out now.
Come on.
That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That is the man of the hour right now. Mikey, big shout out to you. Big shout out to you, Mikey. Big shout out. Vincey, we are going mad here. Neomis, I don't know what's happening to him. Ebony looks like she's falling asleep. Me and Andy are absolutely loving it right now. England 1-0 up. Let's get in there.
You wait and see. You watch Southgate now. Bring on Henderson.
Watch Germany come out now.
As Delia Smith would say, let's be having ya.
Let's be having ya.
Prince William and Kate.
Lord. Here we go. It's a free kick.
a free kick, but I don't
Free
think
kick.
that's not a
Just
free
outside
kick.
the box for
Hang on,
Germany.
I need to come back again.
Here comes the drama, Apollo. Here comes the drama.
Oh my
maybe.
Here it
God.
comes.
Let me see.
Absolutely brilliant finish. Raheem
To me,
Sterling,
he looks for
That
it,
was
but
on-
I
that
think
was on-
Maguire
that was on
probably had a
Maguire.
bit-
what can you say?
Maguire's got a yellow card now.
What can you say, ladies and gentlemen? Raheem Sterling. I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you. I'm waiting to see what's going on. Man going crazy on the stream. Kuke saying that.
No,
Mikey
they haven't taken it yet. They
Come
haven't.
on, Mikey, man.
All right,
Germany-
Germany's got a free kick.
How dangerous have Germany looked in this game? England have done a number on them, and you've got to put it down to Declan Rice and Phillips in the midfield. I'm sorry. I've been saying that from the first time.
No, but Grealish was in there for that goal.
Yeah. So good substitution. But Harry Kane,
Hey.
Harry Kane's the guy that found Grealish on the overlap. He found him right on his left-hand side, played the through ball in. Absolutely brilliant movement. Brilliant.
Get this ugly mug off my screen, man. And put your shirt on. Your body ain't sexy.
And guys, it's like I said
man, you look
to
terrible
Andy
in high
and Naomi,
definition.
England have scored 3 goals in 4 games. It's not the kind of form that wins championships, but they are keeping clean sheets. And you've got to look at the midfield. You've got to look at the midfield, guys. There's a reason why Mount and Grealish and Foden are not playing. Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips have been doing a number in the midfield. The defensive stability that they've got there is working for the team right now. And let's face it, England have looked the most likely to score out of the 2 teams. As long as they found a way of nullifying Havertz.
Sterling's got 15 goals in his last 20 internationals.
Jeez.
3 and 4 strike rate.
Jeez. Guys, England are 13 minutes away from knocking out Germany in the Euro 2020s.
And they're going to come up against Belgium.
And listen, they said the boy from Brent does it again. No, say it properly. The kid from Wembley, the hometown kid. Don't mention Brent. Brent is the biggest borough in London. Don't talk about Brent.
No. The kid from Jamaica. The kid from Jamaica's done it.
Yeah, that's going to piss Bertram off, man, because he should be playing for the Reggae Boys. That's going to piss off Bertram no end.
Well, listen, if England win the Euros, Jamaica get to claim that they also won it too, right? That's all.
He's one of our own. He's one of our own.
I can imagine the press as well. MBE, magic boots for England.
Mad ting. A mad ting.
Mikey's saying it's not over yet, though.
But guys, I'm sorry, for me, it's the run that starts the move. Picking up the ball in the hole, driving forward to find Harry Kane.
The game lasts 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
He was involved in the goal as well.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, hello. We're in trouble here.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. He missed. He missed. How did you miss?
That's a
Gaping open. Yo.
Muller's just missed
Wow.
the 1-on-1.
Can someone give us commentary on it? What happened?
Muller he's got 3 white shirts and he just goes not
He's
even wide.
clean through with just Pickford to beat, and he's pulled it wide.
All he has to do is dink it over the keeper.
Guys,
wow.
What happened?
I think it's done.
What happened?
It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home.
I actually bought that song in 96, you know.
I still don't know what's happened. What's happened, guys?
You'll watch it in a minute.
Listen, there was a mistake in midfield.
White shirts behind him. He finds the space to score and he just goes wide.
So he done it Mbappe yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, I've got it.
This
Oh,
one was worse.
he's got number
This
8
one
in
is
front of
worse.
him. It's going to be a draw.
I told you. What did I say to you? Germany are going to get themselves together. I told
Right.
you.
Okay, I need to see that again. Mikey says the winner of this game plays the winner of Sweden-Ukraine. I need to see that again. Look at the goalkeeper, guys. Look at the goalkeeper. Look how far the goalkeeper's on the penalty spot. The goalie's on the penalty spot. I'm going to say it one more time. The goalkeeper is standing on the penalty spot and has closed down the mirror of opportunity and given him not much of a target. For me, you got to dink that one over his head, otherwise it ain't going in.
He should have put that away. He should have put it away.
That was a massive moment.
Oh, Henderson's coming on.
I told you.
What's he coming on for? What the hell do you need Henderson there? What, because it's Germany? Get out of here, Henderson. Go back to wherever, Liverpool. Where is this guy from?
Henderson's his love child, isn't it? Henderson is the Xhaka of the England football team.
Is he?
Any other player, put a mount in there.
Sorry, I couldn't get through.
I've pulled all the substitutions. I know Southgate too well.
Vincey says, can't believe what I'm watching. How scared Germany really are of England. They look clueless right now. Cruz is hiding in the midfield. Very unusual. This would probably be England's biggest victory in the last 10 years.
We've done it again. We've beaten the Germans.
We ain't done it yet. There's 10 minutes left.
Can you imagine the press? You watch the press tomorrow.
Oh yeah, England masterclass. I can see it.
Please.
If we hang on here, I reckon we got Sweden in Rome on Saturday night.
Don't discredit Ukraine.
And then if we win that, it'll be the Danes or the Czechs in the semi-final at Wembley next Wednesday.
And then you'll face Belgium or Italy.
Kuke just said, Ebony just said, we
in the final.
She really likes England.
No. I was making fun of the press.
Sorry?
I was making fun of the press.
Oh, it's making fun of the press.
You know how the press are.
Mad.
You're not gonna. I'm gonna say this now. You will not hear. You will not stop hearing about this for about 10 days. Where were you?
You know what?
We beat the Germans, eh? Where were you?
And rightly so. The person I feel sorry for is the person I feel sorry for is Tony Cox.
It's the number two. It's the number two.
Yeah, man like Tony Cox says.
I told you he'd score.
Jesus Christ!
Come on!
Unbelievable. Now it's gonna be on the newspapers. You want
everything. I said to you,
they're gonna have Harry Kane with a diving header.
And Kane would score. All my predictions, bang on.
Yeah, you did. He did say that.
And you did put money on that. Did you put money on it, Andy?
He did say that.
He put some money on it.
I didn't, but I said them all to you.
He did say that. He did say Kane would score this game. Yeah, he said it, and he said it. I think it was about the 40th minute in the game. He said it.
Come on.
Let's watch it again.
Sure done well there.
And that's the first time in this tournament.
And Grealish has been involved in both the goals.
Assists. Yeah, Grealish with the assist.
Mikey says 2-0. Vincey says it's over. It's over.
We deserve it as well. We've been the better team.
The German midfield has been absolutely atrocious.
England fans.
It's all about coming good when it matters.
England fans are going apeshit.
They're gonna come up against I don't know. If they get Belgium.
Bye Germany.
No, they're going They go to the
If
final.
England get Belgium in the final,
I'm not
Belgium
allowed
will
to
beat
sing
them.
10 German bombers, am I? I get banned if I do that.
Oh,
Yeah. YouTuber thing. The YouTuber England fans are going absolutely apeshit. G says England have one
Oh,
foot in the
get-
quarterfinals. Grealish
The
to Kane,
Henderson's coming off
2-0
for
England.
Rice.
get out of here, Henderson, man. You're not needed. Stop trying to come and join on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but who picked him?
Grealish got the assist, man.
Yeah, I told you. Grealish got
They
the
haven't said.
assist.
I haven't heard anything about Grealish yet.
The clamour
Vinci
for
says,
Grealish
"Hand
to
clap
start
for
the
Declan
quarter
Rice."
final will be massive.
Sane.
These substitutes come on too late. He's brought on Sane and he's brought on Emre Can. This is way too late.
He's basically the German manager has done a Southgate in bringing on these players far too late. If you're serious about winning this game, you have your best team from minute one.
Everyone's dogging them out now.
Yeah.
Everyone is just going crazy.
These
Absolute.
changes should have been done 15 minutes ago. Well done,
Andy,
England.
Well, to be honest, he's done the changes and they've worked, so
Yeah,
you can't say he doesn't know what he's doing.
yeah. 18 says, where is Bertram Spence?
Yeah, Bertram, where are you?
Yeah.
What? Bertram,
said,
talk to me. Harry Kane, Bertram, talk to me.
He still doesn't rate him.
Is he still a 2, Bertram?
No, you got to rate Harry Kane.
I'll give him
I told
a
you.
5.
When you've got a player that's Bertram won't turn up.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if England conceded 2 late goals? Those knives.
Well, England's hardly
Wow.
conceded any goals.
That would
England's
be
got
mad.
the best defense. England's got the best defense in the tournament. And it's
Well,
not even
we
close.
haven't seen the goal
Yeah.
yet. I don't want to tempt fate, but
No, it's not going to happen. I mean, we've got, a minute to go of normal time? But Germany have been poor. I have to admit, Germany have been poor in this tournament.
I said we just had to believe. I believe we were better than them. We just had to believe it,
Yeah.
and they've done a good job.
G saying, Apollo, you were right about the England midfield. I told you after 10 minutes. I said
This
they are
one's saying you've got to
stifling
play the
Germany.
team that's in front of you and not the history.
Yeah.
Player for player, we're better than they are now.
And they've done this without Mount, Foden. I'm not going to say Grealish because he played a big part of this. You know, Kane, great finish by Kane. Hasn't been the best of games for him. Saka has been okay, not his best. Sterling's been fantastic. For me,
Like
Sterling's...
I said to you before, Bertram, form is temporary, class is permanent.
Mm.
Come on, Bert. Don't run, Bertram.
It's all gone quiet over there.
Unbelievable.
Stand your ground, Bertram.
Unbelievable. Kuke says...
You wait till Jamaica play England.
Kuke says, don't tell my wife that this is better than my wedding night.
Oh, dear. Ow.
I don't know what to say about that.
Unbelievable.
Just don't mention the war.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
mention the war.
Yeah.
So there's 1 minute of extra added time has been played. Or 4.
Yeah, 4 minutes at the time I've got up on there.
Oh, stop singing that bloody song, man! Because when you come up against a better side, you're gonna start crying. Shut up.
Well, Germany were the better side. They looked fantastic in their group stage. I think they were the third favourites to win the tournament. I'm not sure what the odds were today because France got knocked out. So I think that what they were 6-2 on or something. So Germany were one of the favourites.
And the thing is, what people have got to remember is that England have had an easy run,
Wow.
relatively easy run.
Yeah, I mean most teams do in the group stages. This is where England normally gets found out.
Well, yeah, this was the test, and they passed. So listen,
yeah.
you gotta give credit where credit is due. Like I think was it like you, Ebony. Like I'm not a big England fan, international football, but they've played well. The substitutes
They have.
Got to give it up to Grealish,
They've been the
Sterling.
better
Got
side,
to give
to be
up to him.
honest. They have been the better side.
G said, "What an impact Jack Grealish has made." Agreed. And
starting from minute one.
I think the tactic was good. Ebony, I think the tactic was good to hold them and bring on the big guns later on, which is why I said to Andy, I said in the 80th minute, if it stays like this, you're going to see Mason Mount and Foden on. Because as the game goes on, you want to get stronger and stronger into extra time. Germany, apart from Gnabry, and Gnabry's done nothing since he's come on, they don't really have anywhere to turn to. And, you know, half of this German team were in the team when they destroyed Brazil 7-1.
That was 2014. Damn.
Seems like a long time ago now.
I mean, Germany are throwing everything at it now, but they're not even close to even
maybe
a goal.
Spurs will go for Yogi Love.
Maybe.
Could be.
He's been tempted before.
Could be that. And he's been there for what? I think 9 years. They were saying.
The manager.
Something's happening with the manager at the Euros, definitely. Because they're just playing games at the moment with the manager situation. They're waiting for someone that's at the Euros.
So you think Joachim Low is going to get sacked?
Somebody will.
Vincey says, got to play with the heads and be disciplined with position. In the second half, you can start to make subs, which was right with Green. Yeah, he got, as Andy said, he got the subs right. He got them right.
If you put some money on it, Andy, you'd have been a millionaire.
Come on.
Okay, game's over.
Yeah.
And that's the game over.
I'm on 93 minutes. You guys can start celebrating. This is a huge win for England.
Is this the first time? When was the last time England beat Germany? Because
this is
the first time.
We did it when we did 5-1 in Munich, didn't we, that night?
Yeah. That was a tremendous night for England.
I think we have beaten them again once since then, but not in it. This is the first time we've beaten them in a major tournament since '66.
Okay, so
really, wow, okay.
In a major tournament, it's the first time we've beaten them since '66 in a major tournament.
Right. So the last time, so November 2017, it was 0-0. March 2017, England lost 1-0. England beat them in an international friendly in 2016 3-2. But
Gary
you know what?
Just repeated what I just said.
Yeah. So actually, England have beaten them in a friendly in 2008, in 2016, but those are friendlies.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't. In big games, we haven't got a great record against Germany.
So the last time England beat them in a big game, it was 2001, 5-1 in the World Cup.
It was a qualifier, wasn't it?
It just says FIFA World Cup in September. So yeah, it was a qualifier because they don't play the World Cup in September. I mean, England have an awful record against them.
Bertram's just posted in the group.
So Bertram doesn't want to post there. He'd rather post in the group. I'm so dead.
But stop. Come on, video. Say your piece.
Well, all I've got to say is that England were the better side, to be fair. First 10 minutes, bit shaky. Then England came into their own from about 12 minutes. and it's just been England from there on. And you could just there was only one team that were going to really score, and it was England. I guess Germany just didn't take their chances, which they didn't. I would say that the man of the match for me in this game has been Jordan Pickford. His saves have been immense. I think the best save that he made in this game was the one where he chipped it over the bar.
Yeah, Pickford has been money in the back, man. Pickford has been money. But guys, that's it. England win 2-0. England are through to the quarterfinals. I can't believe I'm saying it. They've beaten Germany. Germany are beaten in a European knockout game before the semi-finals for the first time in history. I'm going to say that one more time. Germany are beaten in a European knockout game before the semi-finals for the first time in history. England have won a knockout game of any kind at this stage for the first time in 25 years. It's England's first knockout win over Germany since 1966. Wow. And in that year, they went on to win the World Cup.
I do agree with Vinci when he says Germany were poor, as I said. And they were certainly outplayed today, especially in the middle of the park after about 12 minutes. But I have to admit, although you could see that for me, you could see that Germany weren't going to go very far when they got beaten in the first game. They just got lucky thereafter. And you could actually see that they just weren't in it after 12 minutes. Totally outplayed.
I can't believe this. England have beaten Germany for the first time in a knockout round of a major tournament since 1966.
We won the war.
I mean, Andy is lost for words. I've given him all the statistics. He's lost for words.
I think he's static.
Is Andy frozen? I don't think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen.
He might be frozen.
Yeah,
18 says, remember the moment. Feels amazing.
I feel sorry for Jurgen Klinsmann right now.
No, come on, listen. Germany have won so many trophies. Like they're in a rebuilding stage. Like was it Vinci said a few days ago that I think they recently won the Euro under-21s. Like give them 4 years and the Germans will be back.
You reckon? You don't think they'll be back next year with the World Cup?
What's happened to me?
Nah, I think that they need a striker.
Kuke says, I thought Neomis would be more emotional.
Listen, I'm not a big international football fan, and most of the time I don't even like. I just want to see. I root for the Arsenal players. So Saka started, and I made a prediction that Southgate wouldn't start Saka, and that's why they were going to lose. And if they played Saka, would win. But Saka wasn't really part of the winning element. But I guess I'll take it. But listen, it is what it is. Like I just want to see football. I want to see more goals from England because they're not. But this is great. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
have. I'm gonna wait until Andy comes back, but this is looking good. If you're an England fan, this is looking amazing.
I'm a Jamaican fan.
Jurgen Klinsmann is now talking. Yeah. This is crazy. I'm gonna. Shall I crack on and do my player ratings? Let me just have a look here.
Yeah, probably by the time Andy comes back, or we all go, Andy will be back. What?
I thought this would be more emotional. Okay.
Yeah, what's he like? Neomis has been excited. Don't Don't mislead Neomis's good looks for his calm nature.
Yeah. You know, like I'm not. You know what? I don't feel the same way as I felt like after last night's game. Last night's game for me was a roller coaster, which is how I thought this game was gonna be. Yeah, like for me, I was like, wow, France are gonna win. Like, great, like good for them, 3-1. And then all of a sudden, Granit Xhaka comes out of nowhere, passing and playing as though like you just never thought he would, and they come back.
Did you hear
the Granit Xhaka that doesn't play for Arsenal?
Yeah, the Granit Xhaka that doesn't play for Arsenal. And when I was in the forum and Aaron Fizzy was asking me some questions about Xhaka, and he's like, did you see how he played for his country last night? And I'm like, bro, that's nothing new. He plays like that for his country all the time. When has he ever had a bad game for Switzerland?
He never has a bad game for Switzerland.
Exactly.
The thing is, France don't expose his weaknesses because international football is slower. So in the Premier League, Xhaka gets pressed, and he always is under pressure in the Premier League. He was never under pressure by France, ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Same thing with Pogba. Right. Pogba gets pressured, but Pogba has the physicality to be able to deal with it, to give him more time. That's why he didn't look that bad. But hey, this tournament is going to be interesting.
Right, I'm just gonna get my player ratings up, guys. I'm just watching the guys in the commentary pool just going nuts. Gary Lineker and the rest of the guys.
Yeah, no, same.
This is a great feeling for England and a great feeling for the country as well. Andy's just coming in. Let me just take the old Andy out. I'm just going to type them in as you speak.
Say good night, yeah.
All right, mate. Cheers. Thanks. Have a good one.
See you later, mate.
Excellent. Thanks, Andy, for joining us. I think we've got a little bit of what's that, Andy? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of maybe the phone's a bit maybe the phone's a bit too close to the television, I think. Right, let me see. If
Andy's not coming back, my guess he's gone to celebrate. I don't blame him because you could believe people are going to be going absolute nuts with this celebration.
Your agenda, and I'm able to
I agree. I just lost. I was just doing the player ratings, and I was.
So what was that, Naomi's?
I said that everybody's gone to celebrate. And you could believe if things were different, if it wasn't for COVID, everybody would have been out on the streets. Just
you know what? Trust me. Wembley, where people are in the pubs, you can just imagine that they're out. Trust me.
Oh yeah,
we got some pubs in Wembley too, bro.
They'll be out in Box Park. I'm sure that there's a few people in the pubs in Brixton that are out as well. They'll be out.
Yeah, your phone might be too close to the television, Andy. That's probably what's causing the feedback. But it seems okay now at the moment. I'm just getting his player ratings on here. Calvin Phillips, man, what a display by Calvin Phillips.
I don't even think that Calvin Phillips was that immense.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, he made a couple of passes, but he didn't excite anything for me. Neither did Declan Rice, to be honest.
And yet, that's where the game was won in the midfield. Okay, let me just put this through.
But at the same time, I just think that other players have come in and they've actually, closed Germany down. Really.
Right, guys, I've just finished with the player ratings, so let me get them up and get everybody's thoughts. Oh, let me take this out.
Can you get rid of me?
What's that?
Can you get rid of me? Can you
that's it. It's fixed. Excellent. I could never believe. Oh, check out.
Nobody feels sorry for Nua.
Lum Burkham says, "It's effing coming home, lads. It's coming home, guys." The biggest thing here is that England have beaten Germany for the first time in a knockout round of a major tournament since 1966. And hear this, guys. Hear this. England have kept clean sheets in their first 4 games of a major tournament since 1966. So, hey, listen, I'd like to see what the odds are now, but we're going to go through and talk about the players, and then we're going to move over to what Ebony and Neomas think, guys. Jordan Pickford, for me, an 8 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant. His fingertip save to deny Havertz. The save in the first half, again, that he made on his feet. Another quality save. 3 quality saves. And he's been doing that every single game. And that's why this team has not let a single goal in at an international tournament in 4 games. 4 games, 4 clean sheets. First time that's happened since 66. He gets an 8.5 for me. Trippier gets a 7. Again, I would have picked Reece Jones over to him. I thought he was okay, but I didn't think he was anything special. Walker, I didn't think Kyle Walker played that well today, to be honest. John Stones, a 7 out of 10 for me. Assured, commanding in challenges. At times in the first 15 minutes, he was getting ripped. But England settled down. The midfield in Declan Rice and Phillips started to control the game, and Germany just did not look as efficient and as effective in the last hour of the game. It seemed they'd taken Havertz and Kroos completely out of the game, and Germany just didn't look like they were causing England a threat. Maguire, I'll give him a 7. Inspirational performance, a captain's performance, in my opinion. Luke Shaw, a 6. Again, clean sheet, and the assist to help getting them into the last 8 on the first goal. Declan Rice, I'll give him a 7. I've got a 6 down there, haven't I? I think I'll give him a 7. Calvin Phillips again, solid 7. Raheem Sterling gets a 9 from me. My man of the match was Raheem Sterling, just on a different level to all the other England outfield players. Nobody ran as hard as him. Nobody had the movement as hard as him. No one got into the box and caused the threat as much as him. Nobody ran at the defenders as much as him. For me, it was a truly inspirational performance. Andy said 15 goals in his last 20 England games. 9 out of 10, my man of the match, Raheem Sterling. Saka, I gave him a 7 in the first half. I'll finish with that. He was taken off in the last 20 minutes for Grealish, which was the right thing to do. Saka had an okay game. It wasn't his man of the match performances. But when you hold a 19-year-old in such high esteem to get man of the matches for his national country, that's the level that Saka has set for himself. So when he has performances like this, which are okay, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, guys. It's not going to happen for him all the time. Yeah. Harry Kane gets a 7 for me. He got a 6 in the first half. He started coming to the game at a latter point, especially in the last 10 minutes in the first half. Andy said that he would score. He bet his life on it, and that's exactly what he did. It was a great finish coming off from Grealish's cross. And the substitute, Grealish, I give him an 8. The assist for the opening goal, the pinpoint cross to make Harry Kane's header safely guide itself into the back of the net. And Southgate has entrusted him to come on and change the game and make an impact for the game. And he did exactly that. Zenogo says, these British think the Euros is theirs already. Yeah, with a lot of the big giants out of the tournament, England should be feeling pretty good with themselves. Ebony and Neomis, let's get your rough views. You don't have to do the whole player ratings thing. You just focus on who you felt stood out and who you felt didn't. Ebony.
Okay, for me, the players that stood out were Pickford. His goalkeeping was immense. He made 3 great saves, 1 close range, 1 over the bar, and then he made another one that I can't remember, but I said it was good at the time. He has been immense. He's been immense throughout this tournament. He has been the one of the saviors of this team. And, you know, without his vision, you know, he could see goals coming or potential goals coming in. And that's the kind of thing that you want in your goalkeeper. He commands his area well, which is what Arsenal lack. And he basically stays on his line. He can play from the back. He's got it. He's got it all. And you can't take anything away from him. I'm going to give him a 9. Trippier, he was just there as far as I'm concerned. He didn't really make an impact for me. So I'm not going to say too much on him. For me, Grealish coming on, for me, two assists, 1 for Sterling, one for Kane. He should have been on from minute 1. I can understand that you want to bring in your big guns towards the end of the game when the back's against the wall, but I just think that you know, if you're really serious about, you know, winning this tournament, you know, you have to have your best team starting. For me,
yeah, I think the first assist was Luke Shaw, but Grealish got the Luke Shaw got the pre-assist. He got the ball square from Kane. He squared it out. He met Luke Shaw right in stride, which is why it wasn't offside. Great finish. I mean, Grealish was at the point of everything. Everything was around Jack Grealish.
Well, you know, when he came on, you know, you knew that, you know, I mean, for me, he's a great dribbler. You know, he opens up, you know, players to the point where, you know, when he passes them, it's like, whoa, hey, well, and that's what you want, and that's why I say, you know, he should be playing from the beginning. Saka, he did what he had to do. I mean, he didn't have the best of games, you know, maybe he's tired. I don't know. I mean, he's got to be proud of himself and the fact that he's had 4 man of the matches. So, but, you know, it was a quiet-ish game for him. He made a couple of good passes, but, you know, not his best game, but that doesn't really matter now. Who else stood out for me? Sterling. He was the only player that looked like he was going to score. He was the only player that was making those runs. He was the only player that was running at the defense for a time. So you got to, I'm going to put him as my joint man of the match. Who else stood out for me? Phillips. Yeah, he made a couple of good passes, but he wasn't outstanding. I mean, he did enough to.
Yeah, I think he led the game with 7 tackles, which is huge. The next guy behind him in tackles had 3. So he made twice as many tackles as any. He owned the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to him, you know, he actually he rattled their midfield. Our midfield outplayed theirs. Sorry, ours. England's midfield played out. I'm thinking of this badge. I'm thinking of this badge, people. I'm thinking of this badge.
You know, before 1998, I followed England. I consider myself an England fan. I'm born in this country, and I followed them a lot. You know, I used to collect the Panini stickers when I was a schoolboy, and you know, England was my team. And as I got older, I started opening up to the Jamaican Reggae Boys, which is my heritage. It's my motherland country. It's my team, and I've been supporting them more in the last 20 years than I have England. And while I still want England to do well, it's not like I've fallen out of love or anything. I still want England to do well, but I don't think, and I still support them in championships. Yeah. My issue is not with England; it's within the international football as a whole. I find it slow and boring. In comparison to club football, it's not that I don't watch England. I very rarely watch any international football these days. And major tournaments is where you kind of say, "All right, let me have a look."
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, like I've got my reasons for not supporting England as much as people think I do. I mean, I support the women's team. That's where it's at for me. The men's team, I just found them very, over the years, very overrated. You know, everybody thinks that, you know, because when they come out of their group stage or when they're winning their qualifying matches, everyone thinks that they're world beaters. But, you know, I'm not one of those fans that will, you know, start waving England flags and all of that. I stopped doing that ages ago. But,
Yeah,
but you know,
I think this is the home of football. England is the home of football, and we know now. In the last 10 years, the fans have accepted that you've got to let go of 1966. Let it go.
exactly. And that's the thing about a lot of England fans. You know, it's like you're holding on to 1966, and while 1966 was a great achievement, you got to let it go. It was like
I think they have. I
55
think
years
they've
ago.
let it go, and I think the fans have really deserved them. They were tremendous today. The England fans were amazing, and
Yeah.
and that helps. It's not just the fans as well. It's the media. The media. Every time this England team went into a tournament, the expectations were too high, and
Yeah.
then the failures, the pressure, all these different things. That's not the case anymore, and it hasn't been the case for a while now. And now
Yeah.
it's almost as if the nation is humbled, the players are humbled, the fans are humble, and you go into a tournament and you just look, let's give it a go and see how it
Yeah.
goes.
And
And that's what they've done.
yeah, I mean, with England, you know, with this England team, you know, I mean, I can't take anything away from them, and I'm not going to. But as I said, I mean, there are other reasons, you know, why, you know, I refuse to, you know, support the England men's team at least. But I'm not going to take anything away. Stones, I think he was the best defender, if I'm honest. You know, without him, I mean, yes, he did get opened up in the first 10 to 12 minutes. But apart from that, you know, he was immense in defense. He was a rock. I think he actually, I mean, I think he's actually been playing better for England than he does for Man City. But then, you know, that's a whole different kettle of fish. Yeah, so those are my outstanding players. I just feel that the rest, Luke Shaw, you know, he did enough. The others did enough to ensure that Germany didn't win. But the players that I've mentioned, they've been the outstanding ones for me.
Yeah. Neomis, before I come to you, let me just have a look, see if there's any comments. It's really cool, Kay, just giving his thoughts, and then he says this team is breaking down barriers. Everyone was saying they were too yeah, because I remember when they drew the first game, everybody said that England lacked imagination. Like, I think looking at it from now, looking at it from a place where I can judge them on their performances and judge them on their on what they've actually been doing with their game plan. It is a game plan. It's almost like when a boxer goes 12 rounds, he'll spend the first 2 or 3 rounds feeling himself out, feeling the fight, letting the fight come to him, finding out what the other person's game plan is as well, and then he starts to step up his pressure in his base. And we saw that today. Today, England pressed harder than they've ever pressed in their previous 3 games, especially in the second half. That pressure that started coming from the second half when the whistle went was huge. They were right up in the Germans' faces in their penalty area and the goalkeeper in the back 4. And it's something like when you look at what's been happening and you look at the midfield and you look at the stability that Darren Southgate has built, it's all based on that strong midfield. And they've not let a single goal in, not one, in an international tournament. Who does that? You know, so kudos to Darren Southgate. Big respect to him. Neomis.
Well, I think overall it was a good game. I thought it would have been more of a competition, and I think that's probably the part that I'm disappointed about because I don't really root for England, or I guess in a way support them. I just want to see like good football, and when you get to the last 16, I expect to see good football from both sides, like win or lose. And for me, the Germans were just quite disappointing. But England played incredibly well. You got to give it up to. So for me, like Pickford, I thought he had a really good game. I would have given him an 8 overall. Really solid game. I think Trippier, Walker, Stones, and Maguire, I'd have probably given him 6.5s. I think overall they did well. But for me, Shaw, I would have given a 7 because of the assists. Same thing with Rice. Phillips, I would have also given an 8. Like you, Sterling, I would have given a 9. I mean, the way how he set the tone with the goal, I think was brilliant. And again, 3 goals in this tournament. He has a perfectly reasonable chance whereby he could be the Euros top scorer. He's level with everyone else except for Ronaldo on 3. I think Ronaldo's got like 5 goals in the tournament. So by the time you get to the finals, which I do think England will get to the finals, he could really finish at the end of the Euros as the Euros top scorer, which would be really good for him because he's had a lot of hate over the years.
Well, not so much over the years, but over the last few months, he was dropped from the Man City team, and told, from his agent that look, he might have to go and find another team next season. And look, he's the star player in the tournament, potentially going to be the top scorer of the tournament.
Yeah, and the part for me, I think it's not really the hate in regards to that in terms of his ability. I've noticed international football with him, he gets blamed a lot in international competitions. The World Cup, I watch people and the media constantly blame him for either missing chances, for not playing well. And to see him come in this competition, especially when I wouldn't have started him first game of the tournament because of how badly informed he was in. But you got to give it up to Southgate, who played him, and he showed his quality. And hopefully, his performance so far would have showed Pep Guardiola, how dare you use me as a make weight to go purchase Harry Kane, who, to be really honest, has been awful, injury or otherwise. Like, can't be using Sterling as a make way. I think Sterling has shown why he is a top player there. So definitely got to give him respect. Kane, I would have given a 7. Saka, I probably would have given a 6.5. Solid. Would have liked to see what he could do more if he'd been given a chance on the pitch. And then for me, Grealish, he gets an 8.5.
Yeah, in the first 25 minutes, him and Sterling were the best player on the pitch. In the first 25 minutes, half an hour, when the game started, them two were just dynamite. So I thought, like you, he finished the game poorly, but when I thought about it, I was like, do I drop him to a 6? And I thought, no, because he was running the show in the first half an hour of the game. They set the tone. Because after Germany started better than England, Sterling and Saka just turned the wheels on. So I thought it'd be harsh for me to drop it. That's why I had to keep it at 7.
Yeah. I know. I think what I would have preferred is if he played the 90 minutes. Because the thing is, even though I think he had maybe a bit of a drop, I don't think it would have just continued going down. I think he would have picked it back up as well. And for me, I've always said it, when Grealish and Saka are on the pitch at the same time, I think that's it. I think that's the formula. Grealish, Saka, and Sterling behind Kane. And it's going to be good. And that's what I want to see. I don't think I'm going to get it in like a 4-2-3-1, but that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, what a great result. 18 says it's coming home with a B team too. When you look at oh my God, let's try and get this up again, shall we? This is staggering. This is staggering. So,
what?
This is staggering. So let's try and get this up on the screen again. So they beat Germany with Grealish, Rashford, Mings, Sancho, Mount, Foden, and James on the bench. Now, all the players that I mentioned, I would start them.
But see, that's the thing. This is the new golden generation because the side, the England side that had the likes of Rio and Girardos, their starting 11 was great. but they didn't have this level of quality on the bench. And you think about the players that didn't make it, Calvert-Lewin, who we were talking about. Like, come on now, like Calvert-Lewin is a quality centre forward. He's not even on the bench.
But still,
So
that's
there was this far.
Yeah, you go into the tournament. You put 2 goalkeepers on the subs bench. Who does that?
I know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But like when you look at the sides that are left in this, I honestly think that only Belgium have the level of quality where on the starting 11 and the bench has like players you would start. France would have been the other one, but they got knocked out. So for me, that's probably going to be the final. I mean, unless England do another Iceland and bottle it against either Sweden or Ukraine.
Yeah, and that's where things can go sideways. And when you look at Sweden and Ukraine, both of those teams are defensive teams. So do you want to put a little bit more creativity and balance things up a little? Because nothing's worse than 2 teams playing themselves to a stalemate and it going to penalties. I don't want to see that. It doesn't make for exciting football. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't watch international football these days. But at the same time, you can take the confidence, defend when you know you need to defend, and attack when you know you need to attack. Because Sweden and Ukraine are not the most preemptive attacking teams in this tournament. They're not. So if you've got all that firepower, go in there and just blow them away. Take the chance. You know, I get why he sets up the way he does, especially against Germany, because you have to nullify their threat. But when you're playing a team that have average offensive capabilities, you can afford to be more expansive in your thought pattern and your formation and your tactics. And I think that, will we see that? I don't know. Will he go back to starting Mount and Foden together and give Saka a rest, give Sterling a rest, bring Sterling on in the 60th minute? I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know.
Apollo, I don't think you could Sterling. Sterling is England's top goal scorer. If there's anybody, I mean, now that he scored a goal, you can't really drop Harry Kane because he's the golden boy, but you can't drop Sterling. For me, Grealish has to start. Maybe it means that you might not play Saka.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to be the one. But who do you bring in? I mean, do you want to bring in Foden like on there on the right? I mean, for me, the reason why Saka's worked out is because he can play both right and left and the number 10. So he allows Sterling to do what he does best. For me, the only one that makes sense is Sancho.
Yeah, I mean, I would have probably said Mount. So because I'm thinking more with the midfield stability, so you need someone who's going to slot in there.
Oh, in central midfield. Yeah, I mean, would you go with Mount and Phillips then?
Yeah, I would.
I'm thinking of a 2 and 4.
Yeah. I would definitely do that, and then I'd probably bring back in Mings. I'd definitely bring him back in. It's a difficult one. I mean, Sweden are more than capable of beating England, but will they get through the next one? You just don't know in this tournament. Look, France out, Germany out, Holland out. You just don't know in this tournament. Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen in this tournament. I'd love to see the odds. In fact, let me just go to Euro 2020 odds. Let me just see what the odds are right now, because where are England in the odds? I mean, Paddy Power, Skybet.
Their odds have got gone up. It has to.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, hold on. Belgium is still in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the favorites are Italy, then Spain, then Belgium, then Denmark, then England. Wow.
Well,
I mean,
next game is Belgium, Italy. and
Yeah.
whoever wins between that will face Spain. So then they'll get knocked out. And if England beat Ukraine, then they'll face them. So as far as I'm concerned, like apart from Denmark, England are probably going to get to the
Yeah,
finals.
they should do.
Now, who they face, it'll either be. I mean, we'll see, but they've had a very nice draw, very nice, because all the big hitters.
Yeah, I think your connection's going out a little bit. It's blinking a little bit.
Players were absolute men right the way through the team.
Yeah, Neomis's connection is just blinking out a little bit there, so we'll wait. I think we've got Neomis back. Yeah, we've got you back, Neomis. Yeah, we got you back.
Yeah. Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, it's all right. We got you back, mate. We got you back. So guys, England are through to the quarterfinals, and Raheem Sterling, big credit for sticking with him, because remember, he had lost his form at the club level, and for Southgate to continue to stick with Raheem Sterling, he faced a lot of criticism before the tournament. And when a manager sticks with you, it gives you the confidence, but then you've got to go out and perform. And that's exactly what Raheem Sterling has done. He's gone out, he's performed, and quite frankly, Ebony, where would we be without Raheem Sterling?
You know, one thing that I have to say that I'm sorry I have to bring this up, but I do need to bring this up. At the end of the day, you know, we take the knee, or yeah, I say we as, you know, as a whole. You know, the taking of the knee is for a purpose. It's not political.
Yeah.
Okay. And the very same people that, you know, discredit the Raheem Sterlings, the Sackers, that, you know, all the black players, these are the people who will discredit them, call them all sorts of monkey names, and then cheer when they score.
Yeah,
and this is part of the reason why we take the knee. To rub, you know, to stamp it out. And yes, you know, it is something that is difficult to stamp out. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, as long as racism is at the forefront, so should taking the knee. And where would England have been today without Sterling? This is why it's important, you know. And as much as I'm not an England men's team fan, you know, fair play to them. You know, fair play to Sterling. You know, he's scored in has he scored in every single game so far? Pretty much.
Yeah. He didn't score in the first one. The first one was a stalemate.
Oh no, he didn't score against Scotland.
Yeah.
But fair play to him. You know, fair play to Saka. Fair play to to the team. You know, I mean, they performed. They outperformed Germany after 12 minutes. I say after 12 minutes because for the first 10 to 12 minutes, England were on the back foot. But then, you know, Germany had their chances, which they didn't take. Yes, Germany opened up the defense. But Germany today, or Germany in this tournament, have been poor. They have been poor. I mean, lots of people will say that Germany are not the team of old. But then again, you know, you have new players, you know, new players have got to be blooded in. If there's still players that were in the 2014 World Cup, I'm not saying necessarily they should retire, but at the same time, you know, you need to start bringing in new players to, you know, become a force again, like England have pretty much. But can't really take anything away from England.
Agreed. So, guys, any closing comments for you guys? It's just really now to look at the rest of the games and see who's going to knock each other out and who's going to play England.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
we should do a Belgium game.
I don't mind doing the games. To be honest, I don't mind doing the games. I know.
I'm thinking about your health. That's all.
Yeah, I know, and I know. Neomis is really. He's okay for the evening, aren't you, Neomis?
Yeah. I'm okay. Like today, I was surprised that the game started at 5, or else I would have been on. Because if
I didn't
it
know
started
that when I set up the stream, I was like, oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah, That's why was it when you sent me the message to ask me, I was like, oh, let me quickly check. And I was like, okay, I'll be here half an hour late, but I'll be on. But Belgium, Italy, I'm down for that because I know that other side of the format, there's going to be some games there. I know that's going to be goals. I think Spain have got somebody they're facing. I'll watch that. And then probably the semi-finals, which will probably be England, Denmark, Christian Eriksen, everything, all the emotions. That's what I want. I want a drama. I want an affair. That's what I'm looking forward to. Those are the three games.
We'll probably stream all the semi-finals and the final as well. We'll probably get into all of that.
Good.
All right, guys. Listen, that's it from us, everybody. Thanks for watching our stream. Thanks for all the live coverage of 101, and we appreciate you guys. I hope you hit a like on the videos and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed as well. And thanks for supporting the channels. And we'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace right back at you. And well done to England. Big shout out to Raheem Sterling and a great goal by Harry Kane as well. But Jack Grealish was the man who came on and changed the game. And also big shout out to Jordan Pickford as well. Jordan Pickford, you have arrived as the #1 in my opinion. And listen, let's see what happens in the next one. Peace right back at you guys.